Big blind is $20. The small blind is $10. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
Fold.
The gentleman wins $537.
I raise.
The gentleman calls.
I check. I fold.
The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
I check.
Player checks.
I fold.
The winner takes $356. The lady calls. Player checks.
Raise. I fold.
The gentleman wins $252. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
I check. I fold.
The gentleman wins $100. The gentleman calls. All in $173. Turn. The lady calls. The gentleman calls.
I fold.
The gentleman calls. The gentleman wins $420. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
I fold.
River. The gentleman calls.
This
The gentleman
player
has left the table. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
Check.
The gentleman calls. Turn.
I check.
The gentleman calls. River. The gentleman wins.
This player is out
Player
of money.
has left the table. The lady calls. Player checks. The gentleman wins $385. The gentleman calls. Player checks. Turn. The gentleman wins $60. Player checks. Flop. Player checks. The gentleman calls.
Player checks. The gentleman wins $110.
Flop.
Player checks.
The gentleman calls.
Turn.
This player is out
Player
of money.
has left the table.
Flop. The gentleman calls.
The gentleman wins $210.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks. Turn. Player checks.
River. The gentleman calls.
Flop. Player checks.
The gentleman calls. River.
The gentleman wins $696.
The gentleman calls. Flop. The gentleman
Turn.
calls. The gentleman
River.
calls.
The gentleman wins $350. The flop. Turn.
The gentleman calls.
River. The gentleman wins $486. The flop. Player checks. The river. The gentleman wins $376. The gentleman wins $30.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks. The gentleman wins $323. Player checks. Player checks.
Turn.
The gentleman wins $269. Turn. The gentleman wins $180.
The gentleman calls.
The flop. The gentleman wins $384. The gentleman wins $30.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks.
The gentleman calls.
The gentleman wins $80. Player checks.
Turn.
River.
The gentleman calls.
The gentleman wins $760.
The gentleman calls. Flop.
Player checks. The gentleman wins $30.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks. The gentleman wins $60. The gentleman wins $60. The gentleman wins $60. The gentleman wins $151.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks.
Turn. River.
The gentleman wins $140.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks.
The flop. The river.
The gentleman wins $30.
The gentleman calls.
Player checks.
The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
The gentleman wins $544.
This player is out
Player
of money.
has left the table.